Let's make one more tutorial in Autodesk Fusion. In this video you learn to use the sheet metal, and we use the tools create a new plane, flange, fillet, hole, and mirror. So open the Fusion and let's go. The first step to create this part, we will create a new rule in the sheet metal, and the thickness will be 3 millimeters and the bend radius will be 3 millimeters. So open the Fusion, go to sheet metal and select the sheet metal rules, and here click here and create a new rule, and the name here will be 3 millimeters, the thickness 3 millimeters, and the bend condition, the bend radius will be 3 millimeters, and save this. And the first thing that we make to create this sketch here, we will create a new plane. Here is the right plane, so we will create a new plane here. So the distance here will be 10 millimeters minus 3, so it will be 7 millimeters. So let's create this. Go to construct, select offset plane, select the right plane, and the distance here 7 millimeters, and press OK. Go to create a sketch and select this new plane. And the first thing that we'll make here, we'll create this line here with 22 millimeters and create a line here and an arc with 6 millimeters of radius and another line here. And the distance between this point here and this point is 14 millimeters. So let's create this. Select line, make a line with 22 millimeters of length, and go to constraint, select the midpoint, select this line and the center point here. Now select line, make a line here and make an arc and another line here. And go to sketch dimension. The distance between this point and this point here is 14 millimeters. And the radius here is 6 millimeters of radius. Make sure that this arc is tangent with the both lines. We made this, okay. Now we will create this line here with 38 millimeters of length, and the distance between this point here and the midpoint here is 48 millimeters. So select line, click here in this point, 38 millimeters of length, and go to sketch dimension. The distance here is 48 millimeters. We made this, okay. Now we will create a line with 17 millimeters, an arc here with 7 millimeters of radius, and create this line here, and this arc with 7 millimeters of radius. So select line, click here in this point. The line here has 17 millimeters, and we have an arc here, and another line here, and another arc. Go to sketch dimension. The radius here, 7 millimeters of radius, and the radius here, 7 millimeters of radius. And the distance between this point here and this point, 24 millimeters, and the distance between this point here and the base here, 43 millimeters. So go to sketch dimension. The distance here, 24, and the distance here is 43 millimeters. Make sure that this arc here is tangent with the both lines. We made this. Let me move the dimensions here a little bit. Now we will create a line here and an arc with 3 millimeters of radius and another line here. So select line, make a line here, make an arc and another line here. Go to constraints, horizontal, make this line a vertical line, and go to constraints, select tangent, make this arc tangent with the both lines, and the radius here is 3 millimeters of radius. And make this line here tangent with the both arcs. We made this. And now we will create these two circles. The diameter is 5 millimeters and it is concentric with this arc. And this one, the distance between the center of the circle and this edge here is 17 millimeters. And it is horizontal with this point here. So select the circle. Make a circle here with 5 millimeters. And create another circle here with 5 millimeters. Let me check the distance here, 17. Okay. And finish the sketch. And now go to Flange and select this face. And the orientation, side 1. And the sheet metal rule, select 3 millimeters. Operation new body. Press OK. We made this. Now we will create this flange here. The radius 6 millimeters, but here is the outside. The inside here is 3 millimeters of radius. And the distance between this edge here and this edge here is 19 minus 3. So it is 16 millimeters. Because this 3 millimeters is from this metal here. So go to Flange, select this edge. The distance here will be 16 millimeters. The 8 inner face and the bend position inside. And press OK. Let's check the dimension. Measure, select this face and this face. It must be 19 millimeters. And here in the corners, we have a fillet with 6 millimeters of radius. So go to fillet, select this edge and this edge here. 6 millimeters of radius and press OK. We made this. Now we will create these two rolls here. So the diameter is 5 millimeters of diameter. And the distance here, let's see this circle. The distance between the center of the circle and this edge is 6 millimeters. And it is vertical with this point here. So let's create this. And the distance between this point here and this face here, sorry, is 13 millimeters. So let's create this. Go to create a sketch, select this face here, and go to create, select a point. Make a point here and make a point here. And go to sketch dimension. The distance between this point and this edge here is 6 millimeters. And go to constraint, select horizontal vertical, select this point and this point here. And go to sketch dimension. The distance here must be 13 millimeters. That's correct. And the distance here is 24 millimeters. The distance here, 24. We made this. We have these 2 points. So go to constraint, select horizontal vertical, select this point and this point here. Finish the sketch and go to create and select hold. And the placement, select from sketch, select this point and this point here. The extend, select all. Holy type, simple. Holy tape type, simple. And the diameter here is 5 millimeters and press OK. We made this. Now we will create this flange here. So to create this, we will make a flange here and the distance here will be 7 millimeters. This distance here from this face to the mid plane here. So go to flange and select this edge here. Move this here. The distance 7 millimeters. The angle 90 degrees. The 8 here. The inner face, bend position inside, and press OK. We made this. Let's check the dimension here. This radius 6 millimeters, and the distance here must be 10 millimeters. Now, to create the other side, go to Create and select the mirror. The object body, select this body here, and the mirror plane, select this plane here, the right plane, operation join, and press OK. We made this. Now I will add some color here. So here we finish our exercise. So thanks for watching. Subscribe my channel for more, and see you in the next videos.